I'm going to lay some hard truth. You need to hear it. You need to listen to this. And what I'm talking about are suspects with knives. And sometimes an officer just does not have the opportunity to bring someone down with their voice, say, hey, look, let me help you out. What's going on? And get a kind of a conversation going with this person to try and de-escalate. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes they're an active threat against somebody else, to themselves, or to the officer. Sometimes they're rushing forward. Sometimes they're got a knife to someone's throat. Sometimes they're actively trying to stab somebody. Sometimes voice and speech and de-escalation just is not possible. Well, why didn't the officer use a taser? Sometimes tasers are ineffective. I've seen, probably at this point, haven't seen the hundreds and hundreds of videos that I've seen over my lifetime, maybe thousands of videos I've seen. Sometimes the taser does not work, and it depends on clothing. It depends on, drugs and alcohol and different things that could be affecting this person. It depends on probe placement, if it's going to be effective or not. And so a lot of things go into this. And, sometimes the officer just has to respond quickly and doesn't have an opportunity to talk somebody down like this.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on?
Context is important here.
Hey, get down, get down, get down, get down.
Yeah. What that person is doing is they're actively stabbing towards somebody else. Here's another one where a suspect is already tased. It doesn't work. He's kind of running around, and then he advances towards the officers. And then they're going to have to shoot ultimately. And then I'll give you a third one. Okay. So I'll even give you a third one where a taser is deployed. And when the taser is deployed, it doesn't work. Yeah, right there. Tasers hit him. He's like, God, this doesn't matter to me. Advancing towards the officers with that big ass knife. Look right here. Big ass knife. Going towards the officers. What can they do? They're in a tight space. They have already tried to deploy some less lethal. He's got a knife, which is a deadly weapon. He's advancing towards them. That's all they can do. That's all they can do is fire. Context is incredibly important. And it is the factor that you have to look at when you look at these videos. It is the factor that has to come into play when you decide, was this a lawful shoot or not? And I see it time and time again. The court of public opinion, the jury, the all-seeing, all-knowing jury that have no law enforcement experience or training are going to tell officers they're wrong when clearly, like in these three instances, they had to do what they had to do. And they're going to tell them, oh, you should have done this or you should have done that. Why don't we leave them to make that determination? Leave them with their training, extensive training. And I'm getting so tired of hearing that law enforcement isn't properly trained for mental health crisis, for different incidents. They are. I'm here to tell you, hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours over a career, these law enforcement officers are highly trained, highly skilled. And a lot of them, I hate to break it to you, are now coming from backgrounds where they're dealing with psychology and they're dealing with citizens and they're dealing with all these things before they become police officers. That's now kind of been the go-to for recruitment, is they're getting away from the alpha military male that, is a good shooter and a good martial artist and all these different things, and are going towards these people that are more into talking and feelings and different things. I'm not saying one is right or wrong. I'm just saying the shift has happened in recruitment in law enforcement, and these people are properly trained. They know what to do. So stop commenting on stupid crap that you have no idea of. That's it. Keep sending these clips. I'm going to keep making these videos, and every once in a while, you're going to piss me the hell off, and I'll make a video like this. Have a good one, guys.